up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to the Monica Brant Show. I'm Monica, of course, hosting the show here for you. And today's guest is someone that I've met on social media, and good old social media, of course. We get to meet new people all the time, and I'm excited to bring her in and have some conversations with her. We started communicating via Messenger, and I just thought it'd be fun to kind of get to know who she is. And apparently she's been a fan of mine for a long time. And she's got a great story of trials and to triumph. And I can't wait to have her on. So she's a mom and a fitness warrior. So Claudia, would you please bring in Jill Herndon? Hi.
Hi, Monica.
Hi, Jill. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. So happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you on too. I love people. And if I could just spend all day talking to people and that would be my business, that's what I would love to do. I love getting to know people and hearing their stories and what's helped them and what's, been, because we can learn something from everybody, right?
Exactly. I love it too. Yep. That's kind of why I took a chance and reached out to you, Monica, because I thought, man, if I could just talk to you and maybe pick at your brain a little and just find out what your story is exactly, although I've been a fan since I think 1998.
You're cute. And here I want to pick your brain. We're like, you're the thing here, dude. So cute, so cute. I'll answer your question. It's very simple. Basically, back when I started, it was just bodybuilding. And then fitness came about in 1987, right? And in 1991, I did my first fitness show. And it just kind of was something, and I'll just say this was, it just started rolling, and I thought, well, I'll do one. And then I tried another and then another. And I mean, there's some really cool stories in there, but this isn't the time or place to tell all those stories, right? Because I want to talk to you about you. But right. It was one of those things, and much like probably you tried something, enjoyed it. We started working out and we got a little bit more interested in it. We saw results. We wanted better results. And then just, and I just, for me, I feel like I look back and I wonder, is this really the path God had for me? But, what I love so much is knowing that God can take any mess we make of things and he can make a message out of it. So whether I was meant to be in another field or this field, I think that God has used me in this field and allowed me to have blessings and be a blessing. And it's been a really amazing journey. And there's, of course, a lot of intricate, fun stories along the way, but everything that I've done, within the industry has led me to here. And in 2020, we started doing this talk show during the lockdown. My first guest was Ronnie Coleman.
Love him.
I know. And I had to, I basically wanted to start this show so that I could really find out what's going on with my friends in the industry. Right. And so Ronnie and I have been friends forever. We both won our first Olympia the same year. We worked together for a long time, a lot of times. And I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, I want to try this. Will you be my first guest? And he was like, sure. So it kind of started there, and it's been different because I've always been the one being interviewed. And so now I'm working on interviewing other people. And really it's been a joy to talk to all of those kind of big names, but also people that are making a difference, maybe in just a smaller niche of the world, like yourself.
Right.
You have your fans and you've got people following you. I see that. And people are supporting you and you're inspiring others. So let's talk about you and kind of your journey to get to where you are now and how fitness has made a difference in your life.
So I've always been an athlete. I think I was 5 when I started playing sports. I was in soccer, played soccer my whole life. Then I went to the club level, travel soccer, till my knees gave out. I played softball for 13 years, played through high school. And again, my knees just had enough. So I had to quit sports, but something just always felt missing. Always loved lifting weights. And then probably think it was 95, 96, a few years after I graduated high school, I started getting into lifting, and I started really getting into it to where I was going to the gym twice a day. I was becoming obsessed.
Yeah.
But I like the results, but I would go and break up my workouts and do cardio at one time of the day, and then, lifting at night, and had the same, group of friends that I lifted with every night. And it just became something that was my routine. I would have setbacks, of course, lots of health issues that would knock me down, injuries, like most people that are in fitness, they get some kind of torn this or broken that, and we just get back up, brush the dust off and keep pushing forward. I think over the years, I've had some pretty traumatic experiences with having my health go bad, to where in 2013, I thought I was not going to make it. I got severely sick, and they found out that my immune system had been completely depleted, and I was immune deficient, and they think that my lupus had brought that on. I had an infection that was so bad that they were going to hospitalize me, and nothing was fighting this bacteria. It was a really bad bacteria. So, with a lot of testing, some great specialists, we were able to figure out what it was. And my doctor said, "You're really sick. You got to get infusions." So anyways, long story short, I was able to get to a specialist, had an infusion in me within a week, and instantly started perking up. I had a broken leg. It started healing because it wasn't, my bone graft wasn't fusing. So all of a sudden my bone starts fusing. Doctors were like, that was the problem. It's just now for life, I have to go and get infusions every 3 weeks. So
are we talking like a blood transfer?
No, it's actually, it's called IVIG. It's intravenous immunoglobulins. And basically it's the proteins that are pulled from, or the antibodies that are pulled from blood donors. So it comes from about 10 to 13,000 blood donors. They pull the antibodies out and they make the immunoglobulin IVs. So I get really tired. I get bags and puffiness under my eyes when it's time for my infusion. I get really run down, but I keep pushing, keep going to the gym, get my infusion, rest maybe one day, the next morning I'm back in the gym, even if I don't feel good. It's been a lot, Yeah.
How often do you have to go for those?
Every 3 weeks. It was every 4 weeks when I started, but they realized that I was crashing really hard on that 4th week, and I just was having trouble, functioning, working, being a mom. And so they pushed it to every 3 weeks, and that was, the magical number. I had spinal issues and got in a head-on collision in 2017. I was hit head on, and that did my back in. I already had a bad back, but that made my spine fall and slip forward. And I actually was on my way to the gym when I got in the head-on collision.
Oh my goodness.
Happened a mile from the house. So yeah, it was pretty bad. It was very bad. But the good thing was I was able to get surgery and get my back fixed. So that was the best thing that ever happened to me. And since then I've been stronger than ever. And 4 weeks post-op, I was able to go to the gym, and I started working out very lightly. Had a fusion, and my doctor said, "Do you want physical therapy?" I said, "No, I just want the gym." He said, "Okay, you know what to do. Don't mess it up. Don't mess up my work."
Right.
So, I went to the gym, and I had my boyfriend go with me, and he kept watching me, and he came over to me while I was on the elliptical, and he said, "You're a bad, you know what?" He said, "I can't believe you're doing this." So,
oh my goodness. So you've seen your health crisis be taken care of, or not taken care of, but helped because of your health, like what you chose to do. You're basically healing yourself with physical fitness, right? Like
correct. Right. With lupus, you also have joint issues. And so it's very important that you keep your joints lubricated. And, I know a lot of people say it hurts, the pain, which it's true, it does. But I notice if I don't go to the gym, my joints will hurt. Mm-hmm. And some days when I hurt really bad and I'm achy, I go to the gym, which doesn't make sense to most, but I found out what works for me. And I try to help, other women or men that have the same condition and tell them, just try exercise. It's the best thing for any kind of joint or autoimmune issue. It really helps lubricate the joints. You have to be careful, and you may have to modify what you're doing, but honestly, to me, it's the best medicine. helps up here too.
Right. Well, when we exercise, we release all those feel good hormones and we can breathe again and the body can, And I've what is it? I've heard there's a saying, movement creates, well, like I said, the lubrication, but there's a specific phrase that I've heard about the movement and how it creates the lotion basically in your joints. So because if we don't move, even without any issues, we get stiff and tight. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
So lupus is it's an autoimmune deficiency. Is that?
It's autoimmune disease, and it's basically where I have systemic lupus, and it's where your body pretty much attacks. It can attack your joints, your organs. It can be deadly. Mine's been pretty good, although when I was being diagnosed with my immune deficiency disease, my lupus was attacking. I think the year before it had attacked my kidneys. I lost kidney function in one kidney, and then it started going to my lungs. I got 𝗦𝗫liche and all this. It's just snowball effect. But I actually have stopped taking lupus medication. I haven't taken it in probably 2 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I've gotten off everything. I was on a low dose chemotherapy for it. I got off that because I didn't like how that made me feel, and I thought this can't be good for my body. So I was able to get off. I've gotten off a lot of the medication, and I just fix everything with my diet. I eat super clean. So it's diet and exercise for me. And that does the trick. So I try to really promote that with a lot of people. And, a lot of people have messaged me, text me, thanking me for sharing with them. Then they ask me, can you help me with the diet? I'm happy to help people. They ask me, can you write a workout for me? Sure. Whatever you need. So I really enjoy it. I feel like switch professions. And I would love to, but I haven't done it.
What profession are you in right now?
So I'm in healthcare. I have a background with pharmacy, and I've done that all my life. And I was at a big level 1 trauma hospital here in town, and it was just really hard on my body. And I got to the point where I was tired. I was so tired. It was in the middle of COVID. It was just rough on me physically. And I just wanted to change and, tried a new career. And the company I'm with now, it's a nursing network, and we deal with specialty pharmacies. And the best part about my job is that I deal with patients like myself. So I have patients that are immune deficient, and, I'm their first point of contact. And, I have 13 states of patients that I manage with the, scheduling their drug deliveries or coordinating with the nurse. I schedule the nurses. And when I have a patient that's, Jill, I'm scared, I don't know what's going to happen, and I share my story with them. And honestly, I think that's how I got the job, was I shared my story, a little bit of it with my boss when she interviewed me, and that, she loved that. And so I share that. And they really, I had one lady cry the other day, and she told me she loved me.
You're a source of hope for people, because they're seeing you and they're like, okay, there is hope, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. And you're giving people that opportunity to see that.
It's the best, most rewarding feeling. Yeah, I love it.
Wow. What a interesting job, for you to have gone through everything you've gone through and still do today, and then be able to use that to just bless other people. Like, we can't ask for more, right? Like, it's just it's perfect. Isn't it crazy to think that could be, that could be why God has you on this earth. Like, that could be the mission that he has for you, right? Even though, I think, the scripture says that he doesn't give us more than we can handle, right? And he's there to carry the load with us. And he's given us everything, when he created us, he put everything in us that we needed. And then he knew what we were going to be walking through. And it's interesting because it feels like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing with what you've been you've given, and you've done it strong. Like, you're smiling about it. And I know it's not easy at all, but what a beautiful testimony to be able to do that for other people and to give them some information too. So speaking of information, what kind of nutrition do you do? Like, how do you eat? What are the things that you like to eat that are best for you?
My diet is so boring. I basically do like a prep diet. I measure everything. I have a food scale. I do ground chicken, ground turkey. I do some lean beef sometimes, a chicken, lean chicken, whether it's chicken breast, thighs. I do about 3 to 4 ounces every couple hours. I do like a third cup or fourth cup. I think I went down to 4th cup of rice, a couple times a day. Lots of protein.
Do you do fats?
I do fats. I do a little avocado, usually a little like olive oil or avocado oil is good too. I need to get better on my fats. That's one thing. I don't know if I'm getting enough fats in. I think I am. But my girlfriend just asked me about that. She goes, "Are you eating enough fats?" I said, "Probably not. I need to do better." But I know, I do like just drizzle a little olive oil on my salad. Just a little is all it takes, or, just a small sliver of avocado. And it's working for me. I've noticed huge changes, and it's just being consistent that has made the difference. But I feel so much better, and I don't have carbs at dinner time, just like a salad with some protein.
Do you see that carbs can negatively affect you different times of the day?
Yeah, well, carbs have negatively affected me anyways. I've noticed that, and I actually went keto, very low carb for a long time, and I did feel better. But I have to say, when I eat too many carbs, I notice I swell, like my fingers swell, my face looks puffier. I don't feel good. I'm achy. So I started playing with food, and it's amazing what the body can do. Absolutely. It blows my mind. I noticed that, but I noticed that I was started training really hard, and I just kind of felt like I needed a little more carbs in my diet just to kind of give me that extra push, and it really helped. And I added so very little that I don't notice the achiness, the swelling. I don't notice any of that anymore. So, but yeah, I do notice that carbs
you're probably utilizing them correctly, and they're not just floating around aimlessly and, raising blood sugars and insulin, and you're utilizing them. So your body's feeding on them, and they're not just sitting there hanging out waiting for something to do.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. They're doing its job. Yeah. I've done a lot of research.
Wow. That's awesome, because so many people, they just want the magic thing, and they want, the easy thing. They don't want to do the work, and they don't realize how long it takes to make the change. But sometimes, some change can come pretty quickly depending on where we're at. Right. But I know that just eating better over a few days makes you feel better, more energy and everything. So I can imagine when you have a situation like you're talking about with lupus and all of it, how important. Yeah.
Very important.
You got to keep you really healthy so you can keep encouraging and sharing with others. That's so wonderful.
I'm trying. This is the best I felt in years.
Oh, I love that. So
me too.
You just said that you were potentially wanting to change your career. Is that meaning get more involved in the health and fitness coaching, or what are you thinking?
I think because I love what I do, I don't want to leave my job. So maybe add something to do on the side. Maybe coaching, maybe get certified in training, because I have lots of people that, want me to train them. And I'm like, I'm not, a trainer. Years ago, before they had all that certification and things like that, they used to train people in the gym to be trainers. And I worked in a gym back in, I don't know, sometime in the 90s. I did that, and they started training me to be one of their trainers. I guess it wasn't required back then to have that certification.
No, it wasn't. And the people are completely different.
Right. But I ended up leaving that job. So I never followed through with that. But, it's always been a passion of mine. And I feel like when it's a passion, it's not a job. Mm-hmm. Something you love, and you see the results, and you're helping people. So, as for right now, I do it. I don't charge people. Mm-hmm. I can't do a whole lot because, I don't have a whole lot of time, but
it sounds like you give as much as you can, and you're available for people, and you're willing to. But what you just said about your passion and helping people, like that's what you're doing right now. So you're already doing that, but God will open up the doors for you if the time is ready for you to move into that, right? He'll give you that opportunity to move into that when the time is right. if that's where he has you. But he's got you in a really good place right now where you're really making a difference in a lot of lives. So, wow.
Thank you.
Yeah. So do you think that the consistency, do you feel like that is what maybe is hard for people, is sticking to the plan and not veering from it?
I do. I feel like a lot of people, they want instant results, and if it doesn't happen in 2 weeks, they're done. I'm not trying anymore. And I tell them, hey, I've been at this hardcore for a year and it takes time. And that's why when you're prepping for a show, it takes months, those diets are really hardcore, but nothing comes easy. Everything takes work and you have to be patient. And I do feel that, people, one, they don't maybe want to put in the time to prep the food. And I feel like a lot of people don't really know how to eat. That's everyone that's reached out to me, that's kind of been their biggest challenge is, what do I eat? Mm-hmm. And, I still don't know how to really train people on how they should eat. I know it works for me. It's kind of like I always tell people you need to start reading up, educating, and people are they get so confused because, one way is the right way, then another way is the right way. And there's so much out there that people just get overloaded with all that and they don't know and they just don't do it.
So they give up and they just go down the drive-through.
Yeah. And I tell them, hey, if you got to go to the drive-through, get a lettuce wrap, skip the fries. If you got to get a burger, get a salad.
Right. There are choices that we can make no matter where we are.
Exactly.
If you go to a Mexican food restaurant, don't eat all the chips. Have fajitas. Don't have the tortilla. Don't have the margarita.
Or that's your cheat meal and you go for it.
Or, right? One of the things that I started calling these alternate meals are reward meals. But reward can only be if you're working hard and then you give yourself a reward, right? If you just call it a cheat meal, then to me, it's like there's such a negative connotation to that. So when I was, doing what I was getting on my shows and all my stuff, I always like to call it reward meal so that I didn't have any guilt or shame or whatever that sometimes comes with that negative thing in my brain, right? Like, oh, I worked hard. That. Yeah. My last show I did in 2016. So I did almost 26 years of shows. Wow. And my last show, the coach I worked with, he used to always, he would once a week, he would like, I want you to go out and eat a reward meal, eat whatever you want. I don't care what it is, but you only get that one time to sit there and eat as much as you can in that one time. It's not all day. It's just one meal. And so I would call my girlfriend, she's an Air Force recruiter, and I'd be like, hey, Cy, it's time to go in a couple days. Prep her. And she'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. She just loved to go and eat the reward meal with me. But
that's the best feeling. And then you have no guilt because it's not going to hurt you. That one meal is not going to set you back. It's not going to hurt you.
No. It might make me feel really full for a little while. But I always chose earlier in the day so that I could
burn it off.
Well, and by nighttime I didn't go to bed with this big rock in my stomach,
Right. Yeah. After you eat all that, then you notice your abs kind of smooth out. They're not so defined.
Oh goodness. So, okay. So you told me you had 25 surgeries. That's nuts. What's the age bracket of those?
So I started having 1 to 2 surgeries a year when I was about 18, 19. And that went all the way up through 36. That's where I started those numbers started accruing. But I had endometriosis really, really bad. In fact, I was told I probably couldn't have kids. So, I was told at a very young age, you need to get pregnant now if you want to have children. I thought, well, I'm 23 years old. I'm not going to just go get pregnant. That's not an option. No. And I told my doctor, I said, it's going to happen. It'll happen. Then I ended up losing an ovary at 24. 27, I got married and I got proposed to in October. and got pregnant 2 weeks after, which was a blessing. Had to move the wedding date up. I already had my dress bought, had to return that, buy a new dress. But I did do a couple days, not a full round of fertility drugs, because it was to the point where it was getting really bad. And I was so miserable and in pain all the time. And so my ex-husband was like, okay, if this is what we got to do, he knew, he already had my ring. So it worked out. But yeah, that's where my numbers started getting up there. And then I had a couple knee surgeries, had to have 2 knee reconstructions, ended up having a couple wrist surgeries. Oh gosh, I had no surgery, sinus surgery. I had, I have an artificial disc in my neck. I have the back fusion. I'm trying to think what else. I just lost count. But I know it's about
still smiling and you're still going for it. Wow.
I'm the type that it's like, fix me, let's go. Every time they wheel me into the OR and I say my last words, even with my, like all my epidural injections for my neck and my back, every time they're about to put me under, I said, just fix me. I want to work out. And they're like, oh my gosh, this girl. They fix me. I work out. I'm happy. I'm like, you got to see the positive. Like, okay, it's a setback. No big deal. Push forward. You just don't stop. You don't give up. You don't lose the faith. It just, and honestly, for my pain management doctor, they have a support group I just found out about. I think it's every 3 weeks. And I am going to ask them if I can go and speak at maybe the support group to really help those people that are suffering, because a lot of them just want to take pills. Mm-hmm. And honestly, when I have a backache, you go to the gym and it loosens you up. If they can find swimming or something, even yoga is supposed to be really good. I haven't done yoga, but I hear it's really good for your spine. So anything I can do to help people, I've been through it all. So I feel like I have a lot to offer as far as what works, what doesn't work. And what works for me may not work for someone else. So they have to find that themselves, but just start trying things.
It's just exercise, whatever the exercise is that someone can do, right? Because not everyone's able to go and lift and doesn't know how to do that, but everyone can do something of exercise, even if it's just outside walking.
Right, exactly.
Earlier today, I did another recording, and when we get out of here, I want to share with you the product line, because it's launching in the United States this week, and coming week, and it's a hemp product, but CBD only. And Flex, I met the guy through Flex Wheeler, the bodybuilder. Okay. He's one of his ambassadors, and it's super clean product. And it's just, Flex has had numerous health issues and a lot of pain, and this worked for him. And he's also got the Magnus. He's a 4-time strongest man in the world as an ambassador. So I've been using the product now since Arnold Classic. And so you'll have to try it out, because it could be a product for you.
Oh, for sure.
Your knees and different pain, and would be great to see if this is something that works for you. And it's super clean. There's no THC or anything in it. It's really clean. Okay. Product. Yeah, I'm gonna send you the website. We just did an interview with him earlier, and I'm like, you're probably someone that needs to know about this product.
For sure. Yeah. And I think my sister could really benefit from it too. She's really struggling right now with she's got a lot of similar issues. And so anything I could do to help her. I'm all for the CBD stuff. I think it's great.
Awesome. Well, we'll get you that information, but let's talk about your cool competition you just did for the Miss Health and Fitness. Was that Health and Fitness or Fitness and Health?
Fitness and Health, hers.
Fitness and okay. For hers magazine.
Hers magazine, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this magazine.
I can't see that far. Hold on, let me put on my glasses. Yes, that's the one.
That's awesome. This cover, back in the day, it was 2001, it came out 2002. It took 14 hours to take this one picture. It was crazy.
No. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a long day, but it was fun. It was a long day. And
I bet your cheeks hurt.
Everything hurt. They had me in this pose all day long, and this cable thing. I mean, my shoulder hurts about the next day, but it is my favorite color, that pink.
Mine too. I love pink.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. How did you get involved with that? Was it just something you saw and wanted to try, or something else?
Pretty much, I've been toying with the idea of competing, and I have a lot of people that are saying, you need to compete, you need to compete. And I want to, but I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to, but I don't want to. But it is on my bucket list. So eventually I will make it. But I thought, well, I started following the magazine on, I think it was Instagram or Facebook, one of the social media platforms. And they popped up with this competition. And I thought, well, there's a cool competition. And I didn't even think about it. I just thought, I'm going to enter and see. And then I get an email like the next day or 2 days later and said, you've been selected. And I thought, oh, okay. So they said when they were going to go live with it, I think it was on the 27th of, was it May or April? Anyways, I just uploaded some pictures, had my daughter go with me to the gym. We took pictures and we uploaded it. I did my story and away we went. And, it was narrowed down into groups. I don't know. I think there was, I don't even know how many women total, but I hear, it was quite a big number.
I'm sure it was a lot.
Yeah, it was quite a big number. So I think my group I think we started at like 27 women. And it went in stages. It went like 6 days at a time. The first one was a little bit longer, but I held first place. It's based on votes, and you just have to put your name out there, keep sharing every day. And that was my reminder to people. But I held first place the whole entire time. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Then I go to the next round and first place the whole time. And I thought, this is too easy. Was this real? How am I holding first place? I think one day in the very beginning, it popped down to second, but then I just held first the whole time. So then I made it to the, I think it was the top 10 in the group. So then I made first place the whole time. And then after that round was over, then we went to the quarterfinals. And quarterfinals, it starts getting down smaller groups, tougher competition. You're going up against all the women that, each winner from each group, which there was 60 something groups? I think that's what I was trying to count it.
Okay.
So I ended up taking, I held fourth place most of the time. And then at the very end, I popped down to, fifth place, excuse me. And so then the end did, and I was out, and, it was just a really fun experience. And just the messages I got were so uplifting and so positive. And, quite a few people made me cry, and just them telling me how inspirational I am and, everything I've been through. And, a lot of people know my story, and they're just like, you're just what I've been able to accomplish in the last, 2.5 years since back surgery. It was so touching. And, that right there was enough. And then, talking to you, and so I was like, I got to talk to 𝗦𝗽cije. I told everyone I got to talk to 𝗦𝗽cije. I was so happy. And I kept telling my boyfriend, I was like, I really hope I get a story. I really hope I get a story. I wasn't talking about winning the competition. I was like, I hope I get a story with 𝗦𝗽cije.
Well, here we are. Even though
I know
you didn't come in first, you came in fifth. It's still amazing. And, obviously people just are motivated by you, inspired, and want to know more about you. So that's awesome. Like, you are, you're radiant. You love your smile, and your story is pretty amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's always interesting to get to know people, and then just to find out how they've lived. Cause here I am saying, well, and I competed for 26 years, and here you're telling me, well, I had 25 surgeries. Just like, it's just crazy, right? Like, they're so different, but both so big, and to where we are now. And I know that you are a big influence for the people that and that will grow over time. And, your message will continue to spread. And I'm sure that the people that you're affecting now are then able to go and affect positively the people that they're around, right? It's that domino effect.
Right, right. Can only hope so. I mean, I said recently in a post on Facebook, I said, hey, if I can help one person, I did my job. If I can help even more, that's amazing. And what else can we ask for?
Yeah. So tell me your training split. How do you set up your workouts now?
I think I just kind of got in a routine. I still do like back days on Mondays, or, leg days, glute days on Tuesdays. I switch it up. I'm constantly switching up my routine because I noticed my body responds to that. I started really challenging myself with leg days, and I got up to over 500-pound leg presses. And I have a belt, thank goodness. But I noticed my back was really stiff after my knees are hurt, and so I'm going to get some knee wraps. That's something I need to purchase today.
Do you have someone spotting you?
No. I just
going.
Yeah, I just throw on another plate. I'm like, all right, I can do more. This was too easy, And then one day I was doing 4 plates, and I thought, I can do 5. So I had 5 45s on each side, and I did tell my boyfriend, I said, stand here and spot me. He goes, why? You're not going to need it. I said, okay, boom, boom, boom.
And how many reps are you doing?
I got up to 12.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah, I got up to 12.
Now. That's so fun.
But you know what? I noticed with the pain, I noticed my knees were really bugging me. And I thought, okay, I've come too far to have setbacks. So I kind of flipped my workouts recently, and I'm telling you, I stopped getting sore. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but you just stop getting sore. And I thought I've either got to increase my reps, or I'm going to do what I've been doing. I split my weight in half, or even, less than half. And I went up on my reps, and I'm doing like 20, 25 reps. Holy cow. What a workout. Right. I'm still sore from leg day last week. So
yeah, that sounds really like what you needed to do. Just switch things up.
Yeah, I think so. And, if you just get to that point where you don't get sore anymore, yeah, definitely. That's what I tell people all the time. You've got to switch it up, because your body does get used to the same workout, that repetitive, kind of like with food. I feel like, with people, when they plateau on their weight loss, I said, sometimes if you add a little fat into it, it kicks things up. And I've noticed that I know that happened to me. Try eating, I don't know. I just noticed that when I had some more fat in my diet, my weight loss kicked back in. So it's kind of like the same with lifting, I think. Just trial and error.
Yeah. Well, I think that's awesome. You've done a good job. And, not to have a competition in front of you, like because you want your health. That's big, because a lot of people have to have that big goal in order to, have that dedication. And I know you were getting ready for this deal, but it sounds like you were doing this process prior to, so that you had your health. Yeah.
Right.
You have 2 kids?
I have 2 children, a son and a daughter.
And how old are they?
So my daughter turned 19 yesterday.
Aww.
And I know. I can't believe she's 19. Thank you. And then my son's, he's 16. And so yesterday on his sister's birthday, he had shoulder surgery. So we haven't got to celebrate her yet. We were going to do it tonight, and she decided to go to the lake with friends and go jet skiing. So we'll celebrate tomorrow. I said, don't worry about it. Go have fun.
Oh, that's great. That's fun.
Yeah.
And you're in California?
Correct. Right. I'm in Fresno in the Central Valley.
Fresno. Okay. All right. And how's your weather there? Has it been warm, hot, cold?
It hasn't been bad. Last weekend I was at the coast, but I know everyone was telling me, they text me, you picked the wrong weekend to leave. It was like 80 degrees or something. It was beautiful. And today I was telling Claudia, it's about 100 degrees today. It was 98 when I checked, but it's going to hit 108 next week.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We've been sitting around 100, 101, 102, whatever. And, I've been at the barn a lot outside 7, 8 hours in the heat working horses. So I get it. Like I feel a little odd today that I'm in the air conditioning all day.
And then you have humidity, right? Texas?
Well, a little bit. Here in San Antonio, it's not as bad unless it's going to rain. And we've been in a dry spell. So we've been pretty dry. So
oh, good.
Bad yeah, right. We don't.
Well, not for the rain, but
yeah, right. I know. We're all looking for the rain. Where's the rain?
Oh, we really need rain. We had lightning last night. Everyone was like, "Oh no, we're going to catch on fire," because every year we burn, and it's terrible.
Yeah. No,
so
that's not good.
No fires though. Thank goodness.
Well, I really enjoy our conversation. Is there anything before we get to our rapid fire questions that you'd like to share more, or and make sure you tell people how they can find you because I know you've got some information there that would be great for a lot of people.
I think you answered all my questions. One thing I did want to mention is one goal that I do have for my moving forward with fitness is I got my wholesale license, and I want to launch my own line of gym clothes. So I'm working on that.
Okay.
So that should be hopefully coming out. I kind of once gas prices, everything skyrocketed, I kind of put things on hold and thought, let's wait a minute and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's one thing I want to do is I want, women to look and feel their best in the gym, because when you look cute in the gym, you just want to work out a little bit harder.
Of course. Do you have a working name that you're going to use for your line?
It's Dutch. It's 𝗦𝗽cie Sportswear. So it looks like brutal.
Okay.
But it's with 2 A's, but because I'm part Dutch, so it's 𝗦𝗽cie Sportswear. So I've created an Instagram page. Haven't launched it yet because I, don't have anything ready for that yet. But hopefully it's coming in the next few months. So I know. I'm so excited.
You have an interest in fashion then?
I love fashion. Oh gosh, love fashion.
How cool is that?
And I love gym clothes. I live in gym clothes.
Right. Well, you'll let me know when it comes out. That would be fun.
For sure.
Yeah. 𝗦𝗽cie. Does that mean something in Dutch?
It means my nickname is cheeky. So it means cheek. One of the meanings is cheeky. And so I couldn't come up with a name, and I didn't want to do cheeky sportswear. And my son said, "Mom, it needs to have maybe look into a different language." And so, I'm looking at, my background and, ethnicity. And I thought, oh, well, what about Dutch? And so we Googled it. I was like, oh, because it could, if people call it brutal sportswear, that's okay too. But it's spelled 𝗦𝗽cie.
That's great. That is very clever. I like it.
I was trying to think outside the box. It was tough.
Well, I'll be looking for that to come out, and maybe have to grab me a piece of 𝗦𝗽cie fitness sportswear.
𝗦𝗽cie.
Very cool. Very cool. Are you ready for rapid fire questions?
I'm ready.
Okay. So what is the last spontaneous thing you have done?
Oh, goodness. Probably my girlfriend's going through a rough time and needed me. So I said, I'm coming, and drove over to the coast and stayed with her. And we had a fun girls' weekend. It was planned for a few days, but that's probably the last spontaneous thing I've done. Yeah. But I love to just pick up and take off.
Yeah. We got to have time for our girlfriends, right?
We do.
Yeah. Okay. If you were an animal, what kind of animal do you see yourself as?
Well, I'm kind of obsessed with goats, so probably a goat, because they're so cute and happy, and they bounce around and jump. And my daughter raises goats, so I know. Social media on my Instagram, it's all goats.
Okay. That's cute. They're pretty cute. If you could be any flavor of ice cream, what flavor would you be?
Probably chocolate and peanut butter.
Okay, that's good. Like it. What is one of your weird quirks? Do you have one?
Probably I'm always smiling and laughing.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. But I don't think that's weird, but I think that's good. So we'll leave it. Yeah. What'd you say?
I said some people might. They're like, you're always laughing and happy. I'm like, sorry. My bad.
It's good. It's a good trait to have. Okay, name your favorite unhealthy snack.
Oh boy. It's a toss-up between tacos and pizza.
Well, probably pizza's worse than tacos. So
yeah, because corn tortillas aren't bad if they're not fried. So I would say pizza. got to have pizza every so often.
Oh my gosh. My husband and I went Monday to a friend of ours opened up a beautiful little pizza bar, and it's not a chain. It's just his, and the pizza is so good there. We were just, yeah, so I had some Monday, but yeah, I don't like to just get, I don't want Domino's or something. If I'm going to eat pizza, no. I want it to be worth the effort.
Oh yeah.
With the calories.
Me too.
Okay,
Me too.
Name something you have in common with me.
Working out.
Yay! All right. If you could live in a different country, number one, would you? And number two, where would it be if so?
I wouldn't. It'd be Italy.
Okay. And any particular reason you like their olive oil?
Olive oil, wine, food. Just love it. Love it. It's so green and beautiful there. So I think Italy it would be.
Okay. What is your favorite flower?
I don't know that I really have one.
Now you have to pick one.
Gosh.
I have one for you.
I can't think of what it's called. I don't know the name of it.
You remind me of a daisy.
I do?
Yeah, like daisies.
I do like daisies.
Daisies make me happy. They're joyful. They're pretty. They're strong. Like they're not a wimpy flower. And yeah.
I love roses. I mean, who doesn't love a rose? Mm-hmm. There's one that I can't think of the name, and it is so. I do love. It's probably more of a plant though. Tulips. I don't know why. I just love them. I guess that's more of a plant.
Ask Claudia after this when she comes on. We'll ask her about tulips. Okay. Cats or dogs?
That's a tough one. Probably dogs.
Okay.
I love my cats, but.
Okay. What's your favorite glute exercise?
I love RDLs. Cable kickbacks. Love cable kickbacks. I don't know why, but I just absolutely love them. Probably, I'd say cable kickbacks are my favorite.
Okay.
I just love the way that just feels when you go heavy.
The feel.
It's a good feel. It's a good burn.
Okay. Well, tell people where they can find you, and we're going to have to wrap up our time together, although it's been really fun and educational. And I know you're really doing a lot to help others. So
thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You can find me on Facebook. Let's see. It's Jill Allen Herndon, hyphenated. Instagram is Jilly Beans. My name, Jilly Beans 08. I think it's _ Jilly Beans 08 _ I always forget the underscore.
And then great. I guess any parting words for people that may deal with lupus or any other autoimmune issues, or maybe even just having surgery and thinking about having to come back from that?
Just always stay positive. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not going to happen overnight. Don't rush recovery. Take time to heal. That's the most important thing. You don't want another setback, but just have faith that you're gonna get there. It just may take a little longer, but don't stop. Don't ever give up. That's really what I hope to get across to people.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate your time so much, Jill, and keep your laughing and your smile. It's beautiful and it's fun. And
thank you.
Go get yourself, or have your boyfriend get you some daisies.
I will. Thank you. Awesome. Thanks for having me on, Monica. It was so much fun. Such a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you too. And I know our paths will cross again.
I hope so.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Monica Brant Show. I hope you enjoyed my guest, Jill, today, and learning all of the things that she has to offer. You guys don't forget to go out and be that inspiration to the people around you too. We can find something positive in everything that we go through if we just look for it. And we ask the Lord to bring it to us, and that we can then share. So thanks for tuning in. As always, stay fit, love life. We'll see you on the next Monica Brant Show.